We're going to the phone lines again. We have Fergal O'Keeffe online, and Fergal is Marketing and Communications Officer with the Multiple Sclerosis Society of Ireland. Good morning, Fergal.
Good morning.
The MS Readathon taking place throughout November until the 15th of December, and we're encouraging people to read as many books as possible.
Yeah, and it's a great thing, I have to say. I heard somebody the other day talking about it. They were saying how November it's been going for 30 years, so they always think of the Readathon when they were younger in school doing the Readathon.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing thing. Like, it's been going for 30 years now. This is
37 years.
Or 37, yeah, exactly. 1988. Roald Dahl was the very first ambassador, came over to Ireland for the launch of it. So an awful lot of people listening would remember it, I'd say, in their schools, doing it. First originally it started in schools, and it's grown since then. So now we ask people of all ages. So it's, whether you do it through a school or you do it yourself, or else you're an adult in reading books. I mean, it's very simple. I mean, we have a website, msreadathon.ie, and the basic premise is reading books. We've actually extended this year for the first time the time to do it. So it's from the 1st of November until the 15th of December this year. And over those 6 weeks, we ask people to read books and then to fundraise during that time. And all the funds go towards MS Ireland. We're the only charity, that look after the people with MS in Ireland. And there's over 10,000 people with MS in Ireland. That's probably a conservative number. So it's hugely important for us every year. It's our biggest fundraiser. But we also love doing it because we go out to the schools and, see people getting involved. And often I hear even Ryan Tubridy, Simon Harris was on his podcast there a couple of weeks ago, and that he was saying that was the first thing he remembers getting into books and getting into reading, which was a lovely thing to hear, because I hear that all the time from when people hear I work for MS Ireland. They always go, I remember doing the Readathon when I was younger, you know.
Isn't it mad? And I think another thing that jumps out here is that parents have noticed an increase in their children's creativity and imagination due to regular reading. I think that's fantastic, and another thing too, to read a book rather than read it off an iPad or something like that, it's so there's something lovely about it.
We did a survey this year during the summer just to sort of see what sort of effects it has. And it was lovely to see it saying that, 8 out of 10 parents encourage their children to read once a week or more often. And it was saying that over 50% of parents encourage their kids to read daily. And then, the other research from Cambridge University, that they actually said reading from an early age actually associates with better cognitive performance, mental well-being, and even positive changes in the brain structure during young adolescence, because your brain is growing all the way up to it's full size around 12. So that formative time, that it's very important. And then from our own research, we found that 3/4, like 75% of parents, they noticed their children's imagination and creativity increase with regular reading. So, it's a really important thing. And obviously it's tricky now, because I know myself, I've got 4 kids, trying to compete against screen time and the phone and getting them to read. And just say something I did with my kids is, it doesn't, it is lovely having the book, but even myself, I actually kind of read, I still say read, but I actually listen to audiobooks now. Yeah. And most of the books I actually get now are through audiobooks. So that is something that people can do. Even if they're doing the Readathon, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to read the book, but you can actually do it through audiobooks. And audiobooks are great for people with something like dyslexia, even ADHD, where they might struggle with a book. And so there's lots of options now that we didn't have, say, when we were younger, from the point of view of reading, because even listening to an audiobook, you're still getting the story, you're getting the vocabulary,
you're using your imagination. Yeah, it's fantastic.
So that's something that I've noticed myself personally. I'd be interested to see, maybe that's something we do next year from a point of view of doing research, is the benefits of that, because anything that can get kids into reading, I think, is the key, isn't it?
Absolutely. And of course, best-selling author Owen Colfer said reading opens the doors to the world, both worlds of real and imagined worlds, and there's nothing more rewarding than watching your child's minds light up with curiosity. I think that's a lovely line,
isn't it? And he was at our launch, and he's such a lovely guy, and he read to the kid. He actually more performed to the kids. Actually, he just got up, and instead of doing a reading, he kind of told at the start a shortened version of his latest book about Christmas. But just seeing him in action, talking to the kids, and being a natural storyteller in action.
Yeah.
You know, like he would be one of the top writers now in the world, and you know he's Irish, so you know
be proud of him.
I was listening.
I'm very proud.
I was listening actually to Tommy Tiernan the other day. He was an American. He was just talking about Irish people, about you know what is unique about Irish people, and just saying about being storytellers. You know that naturally it comes to Irish people being storytellers, whether it's writing or oral storytellers. So I found that very interesting. You know, it's definitely in our heritage, isn't it?
It is indeed. And of course the well-known Rick O'Shea as well, another man well associated with MS. Reading as a child shaped who I am today. You know, it does. And I mean, for people, we don't realise it. I always say my grandfather used to read. He was self-taught, and he was like an encyclopedia himself. You know, that they read so much that, and you know, it's brilliant for your imagination, for your memory. It's so good.
Oh yeah, I mean, and Rick is a kind of a living example of that, because he was a 2FM DJ and but loved books, and now he's got like the largest book club in Ireland. I don't know, maybe many thousands in it on Facebook, but he also writes every week now a kind of column about books for The Independent. So he's a living example about how his love of books have kind of helped him in his career. Yeah,
and I think I'd be the worst case ever when it comes to reading books. I think audiobooks would be the way to go for me, because I'm useless at sitting down and just making time for myself to read. But I suppose the main message you get across: 10,000 people in Ireland affected with MS, and of course it always needs support, because there's there's always monies needed. So if people wanted to take part, msreadathon.ie is the website, and they can sign up there.
Yeah, msreadathon.ie, and you can sign up there, and you can do it online. And you know, when COVID happened, we actually sort of moved over to doing it online, kind of. But it's funny, this year now we started going back to doing the traditional cards and sending them out to people that are interested and to schools. And it's amazing. Like last year it was nearly 99% online, but this year it's gone the other direction, because people still love, I think kids love getting the cards and bringing it to their granny and granddad or the neighbours. So it's funny how it's gone back to that, but there is both options, and all the information you need is on the msreadathon.ie website. And as I was saying, like MS Ireland, you know, we have like our head office is in Dublin. We've a care centre in Dublin, the only care centre for people with MS in Ireland, and then we've got 10 offices around Ireland, and then branches in every county in Ireland. So, you know, we've care workers sort of within every county as well. So you can imagine the costs of running that. So it's so important to us doing this readathon, because it's our biggest fundraiser every year.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, Fergal, keep up the good work, and thanks a million for taking time to chat to us this morning.
Thank you.
Bye now, bye. There we go, folks. That's Fergal O'Keeffe there, Marketing and Communications Officer with the Multiple Sclerosis Society of Ireland. And as we were saying, you can actually sign up for that readathon. It's so good for kids. It's so good for adults. I would love to be able to just sit down and read a book, but my focus is gone in minutes. But msreadathon.ie is the website if you want to check that out. And thanks to Fergal for taking time out to chat to us.